Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. Welcome to Extra Crispy. For today's video, we are going to be reacting to the most unbelievable predictions in NBA history. This video by Jimmy High Roller. Guys, sorry if I do sound kind of weird right now. Man, I got a little bitch ass lisp going or something like that, bro. I got like a freaking sore in my mouth. Absolutely horrendous right now, guys. But yeah, so every single season, every single year, you know, people make these outlandish just predictions, and sometimes they do come true. I know as an NBA YouTuber, there's been times where I've done like certain rebuilds or certain guys in, you know, videos and stuff like that, where I would just be right, and then people would come back and be like, oh my god, Crispy, you predicted the future. And a lot of it is just because I've done so many videos that, yeah, some of the stuff happens to be right out there, right, man? So we are going to check this out and see what these unbelievable predictions are all about. I just made a rhyme right there, guys. I should be on, I don't know, man, American Idol. Do they still have that show? Is that still a thing? Here we go.
From Adrian Wojnarowski. Nothing special, just another prediction from another sports insider.
Right.
Except this was over 4 months before Durant signed with the Warriors. Long before anyone...
There must have been talk, you know, who's his sources, though? That's the thing. Who's the sources? That's what we need to unlock.
One even considered this turn of events. And he was right. On February 2nd, months before the Warriors had faced off against the Thunder in the playoffs and rumors began to spread about the possibility of KD signing with the Warriors, Adrian Wojnarowski predicted it.
Well, who's
Not too long ago, I made a video about the worst predictions in NBA history. And this was fun and all, don't get me wrong. Anytime I can use clips of Stephen A. Smith going absolutely berserk, I'm in.
His
always
very
a great
first
time.
move as the executive was to sign Lamar Odom.
Who was on crack?
Anyone can guess something incorrectly. So this time around, we're going to appreciate some of the most unbelievable NBA predictions over the past few years.
Okay, I'm all in.
Predictions that somehow, some way, fans got correct months and sometimes even years in advance.
Centuries before Durant was even
let's
born.
start with this year's MVP, Giannis Antetokounmpo, who had a monster season on both ends of the court and proved to NBA fans across the globe that he can and will be the future of the league for years to come. But his dominance wasn't always this obvious, and in fact, it wasn't too long ago that he was just another average player. In the 2016 NBA season, Giannis averaged a solid but relatively modest 16, 7, and 4 a game as a 21-year-old.
That's pretty damn nice.
That did not stop a writer from Sports Illustrated from making this ridiculous prediction.
Let's hear it.
In the fall of 2016, Andrew Sharp of Sports Illustrated predicted that in the 2019 season, Giannis would average 27, 12, and...
Wow, that is crazy. Cause like I understand you being all in on a player and being like, yo, this guy is gonna be an MVP by this season. Like, it's not, but to like predict stats like that, oh my life.
and 8 a night. Well, that was nearly 3 years ago.
What's up with that, bro?
Wouldn't you know it, this season, Giannis averaged 27, 12, and 6.
Pretty damn
Almost
close.
Exactly what Andrew predicted. True NBA fans saw glimpses of a star from a young Giannis, but no one could predict when his dominance would kick in and the exact numbers he would put up.
And how exactly would be good at each thing.
No one except Andrew Sharp. Again, he made this prediction long before Giannis was an MVP hopeful back in 2016. He also predicted in that same exact article that Kevin Durant would prove to be the best player in the world because of performances in the last 3 NBA finals. Sure enough, KD has played in the last 3 finals, won finals MVP in 2 of them, and was the difference maker in this year's finals in the limited minutes he played before getting injured.
He got all the fortune
Two
cookie
accurate
action.
predictions
Oh my
years
God.
before they happened in the same paragraph.
How is he doing this?
And speaking of the NBA Finals, apparently Klay Thompson was having visions of meeting the Toronto Raptors in the finals since he predicted this matchup way back in November.
Yeah, Clay, what do you make of this Toronto team, and with just all the shuffling in the East, where do you see them kind of in that mix?
Right now they're the best, and I expect them to be there for probably throughout the whole season. They got tremendous length.
I mean,
Got
Klay
some
knows
weak
basketball.
players,
Kawhi's a
and
beast.
Obviously, Kawhi's back and playing at MVP level. Kyle Lowry's a great leader as well as the bullies.
You know, that, I mean, you know, give him props on it, but you also got to keep in mind LeBron was no longer in the East. That was the only team stopping the Raptors. And you go from DeMar to Kawhi. I love DeMar DeRozan, but Kawhi Leonard clearly an upgrade. So, you know, you got to kind of think about stuff like that, too.
Bulldog out there, so it's going to be a great test for us. And who knows? finals might be a preview of June, but they got something really special up there in Canada right now.
Now, at the time, the Raptors were ranked as a top 5 team in the NBA according to Power Rankings.
13-4,
They
damn.
got their season off to a great start, but considering their lack of finals appearances in the past and their very limited
LeBronto.
chemistry with Kawhi, Klay really must have saw something special in this team long before anyone else.
Damn, Klay about to stomp to the
Still,
Raptors.
Klay's prediction was nothing, and I mean nothing, compared to what one NBA fan predicted in his school yearbook. Last year, a kid named Lucas Stagliano predicted that the Raptors would win the 2019 NBA Finals
here you go.
in 6 games.
Super fan right there. Okay, but once again, I'm gonna be, you know, Sherlock bitch ass right here, man. I'm gonna figure things out, okay? Think about all the kids that probably put predictions like that in their headlines, you know, big basketball fans out there. Eventually, one's got to be correct. Eventually, that's just the law of odds right there. Eventually, one's going to be right.
Wait a minute.
Most likely to have a stupid nickname. That's not nice.
How did this kid not only know that the Raptors would win the NBA Finals, but also the amount of games it would take them as well?
I mean, it's either
Do
4,
you
5,
know
6,
the
or 7.
astronomical odds of guessing such an event correctly and doing it a year in advance? Keep in mind, this prediction was made before LeBron James joined the Lakers and left the East. This was before Kawhi was traded to the Raptors.
I don't think it's all that
As far
crazy.
as us NBA fans knew, last spring the Raptors were not going to the finals anytime soon, let alone winning a championship the very next season.
Just a fan of the
in
team.
6 games.
Fan of the team, man.
Now, this yearbook may be edited, the video may be photoshopped, but I cannot find any further information on this clip, so this is what we got. Some kid who somehow guessed the outcome of the NBA Finals down to the number of games it would take 1 year in advance. Lucas, buddy, my guy, if you're watching this, your boy could use some lottery numbers. I mean, come on, help a brother out. In fact, you may want to lay low for a bit because the government is probably looking for you at the moment to extract some information since apparently
Stagliano.
you've got a time machine. Now, a prediction that I can
JT, the
100%
Jets.
confirm its validity is that of Jason Terry back in 2010
Okay.
when he got a tattoo of the Larry O'Brien Trophy or the NBA Championship Trophy 8 months before winning his first championship.
That's just all grind, man. That is just all grind. And once again, Sherlock Holmes here. Think about all the people in the world from all the years that are walking around like idiots with tattoos of, you know, saying so-and-so's going to win a championship or so-and-so's going to win the World Series. There's so many people out there like that. So, once again, just all the odds right there. I know it's no fun to talk about, but I'm a realist, I guess.
Before the 2010 NBA season even began, during a day of team building, Jason Terry got a big, bold tattoo of the
just knew.
NBA
He
Championship
just
Trophy
knew.
on his bicep. Terry had been to the NBA Finals once 5 years prior, had never won an NBA title before, and was seen by his teammates as absolutely crazy for getting this tattoo. Coming into that season, the Dallas Mavericks were not seen as
love
title
Jason Terry.
contenders and were ranked
killed him
as
in 2K,
low
man.
as 13th
Jump
in
shot
the
is wet.
preseason power rankings. This would be like someone on the Orlando Magic getting a tattoo of the Larry O'Brien Trophy this fall in hopes that he would win one this upcoming season.
That is kind of-
But I
that is
guess
kind of
Jason
funny.
Terry's confidence in himself and his team was justified since later on that season the Mavericks won
They
their
did it.
first championship in franchise history.
They did it.
Now, on the other end of the prediction spectrum, we have our good old friend Skip Bayless.
Skip!
A man that makes claims so outlandish that you'd swear he's just trying to piss you off as you sit back not able to do a damn thing about it.
I mean, and what we're saying is, can he right now, at 52 years old,
Right here,
right now.
beat
This one's
LeBron one-on-one?
ridiculous.
I mean, and beyond, come on.
You know, Stephen A.
Oh
Smith?
gosh, don't do this.
He's got such that trollish look to him, too, where he's just like, yeah, I'm here to piss you off.
Oh. You just might.
But I will give credit where credit is due. Back in November of 2015, Skip Bayless predicted that, you ready for this?
Okay, okay.
The Warriors would go 73-9 that season.
Wow, that's pretty good. That's pretty
Yep.
good.
That's right. Somehow,
'Cause that was before
Skip Bayless
KD.
not only predicted that the Warriors would beat the Bulls' record, he also predicted the exact amount of wins and losses.
That's nice.
they would
I'll
have.
give him props
This
for
was
that.
a record that most people felt was unbeatable. Only 9 losses in an entire season. It still sounds absurd, but they did it, and Skip Bayless predicted they would do it long before they did. Now, the first prediction I showed in this video was pretty crazy, but what one NBA fan predicted correctly in 2016 is just out of hand. Over 3 years ago, on February 2nd, 2016, a Twitter user by the name of Nostradamus predicted that Kevin Durant would sign with the Warriors in the following offseason and that DeMarcus Cousins would also sign with the Warriors
Damn,
in
dude, how do you-
2018 in the same tweet. Now, predicting that Kevin Durant would go to the Warriors is absurd enough on its own, but also predicting that DeMarcus Cousins would end up on
And even like the craziest thing about that too is just like they clearly didn't have money for all those guys. So that means this guy had to assume he was going to like be taking the $5 million contract.
the Warriors and accurately predicting when he would end up with the Warriors.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good
It's
one.
just scary.
Sherlock
Back
Holmes,
when
they
this
coming out
person
for that one.
predicted this, Cousins was still with the Kings, healthy, and was coming off of a month where he averaged 32 and 13 a game.
That's
Kevin
nuts.
Durant
I
was
missed that,
seemingly
DeMarcus.
happy with the Thunder. How this guy predicted this turn of events is beyond me, and I'm sure it was shrugged off by everyone until it came true a couple years later.
I thought it was
but a few
crazy.
years before Nostradamus made
I
his
thought he was
prediction,
crazy.
a YouTube channel by the name of The Basketball Joneses was able to correctly pick the team who would receive the #1 pick in the 2011 NBA draft by using a fan, 100 pieces of paper with NBA teams on them corresponding with the odds each team had in the NBA lottery, and a blindfold.
That's
On
weird.
May 17th, 2011, hours before the NBA draft lottery even took place, these guys somehow predicted, or stumbled onto, or whatever you want to call this, the correct team to receive the
The basketball gods, guys. The basketball gods were in that shower with them. Okay.
#1 overall
Here we go.
pick
Here we go.
in the draft. 100 pieces of paper with different teams and different odds were released. One was caught, and it was the Cavs.
Cleveland
36
Cavaliers.
days later, Kyrie Irving was selected with the #1 overall pick to the Cavs. Not sure how they did it. Nonetheless,
Odds,
impressive.
I mean,
but
pretty much.
not as impressive as what one NBA fan did on draft night 2017. In front of NBA executives, NBA draftees, and the NBA commissioner himself, an NBA fan attending the 2017 NBA draft shouted the
poster?
names of the players to be drafted moments before they were actually drafted.
The Denver Nuggets select Monte Morris from Iowa State University.
That one's easy. That's actually pretty easy. We all know that Woj is on Twitter, and he announces it before it happens. So I gotta imagine he had his phone on him, was on Woj's account, and that's probably how he saw it. That's gotta be the only way.
New Orleans Pelicans select Edmund Sumner from Xavier University.
Monte Morris was slated to go 54th overall to the Suns, and he was selected 51st
It's gotta be Woj, right?
to the Nuggets. Edmund Sumner was slated to go 55th overall to the Jazz, and was instead picked 52nd overall to the Pelicans. This fan was not only eerily accurate, he did it in front of some of the most important people in all of basketball. How did this fan know who
Yeah,
would
I
get
don't know.
drafted, when they would get drafted, and what team they would get drafted to? How did Andrew Sharp know just how good Giannis would become, when he would become this
That-
good,
that
and
one was pretty
almost
crazy.
his
Like the
exact
stat line? That's nice.
3 years in advance? How did this guy know where and when
Also another good
KD
one.
and Cousins would go?
I think this one probably the most impressive with KD and Cousins. Just doing that many years in advance.
How on earth did this kid
This one I
know the
wasn't impressed
Toronto
by.
Raptors
So many-
would win the
so many kids
2019 NBA
post stuff
Finals
like that.
in 6 games? I just don't get it. It's one thing to throw a guess out there with no context or specifics, but these predictions were spot on, down to the exact players, the exact event, and in some cases, the exact day. What was the craziest accurate prediction you've ever made? Let us know in the comments below. If you're new to the channel,
I think a lot of people told me I kind of predicted a few years ago when Derrick Rose went to the New York Knicks. A lot of people were kind of impressed by that. I don't know what made me think it. That was just kind of my idea, but that's really, I mean, I'm sure I have other ones out there. I just had to kind of think about it and everything like that, man. Hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Be sure to drop a like, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and peace out, my friends.